Hello, my name is Daniel Raffi and I'm a student at Leeds Beckett University. Today I'll be talking about my interpretations of marketing myths as well as marketing orientations. There are many marketing ideals that are widely believed throughout the world of business. I'll look at the handful and interpret whether or not these ideals are myths or reality, as well as look at a couple of different marketing orientations a business can be, and at the end of it I'll reflect on what I've learned from this experience. The first myth I want to touch on is that a satisfied customer is a loyal one. To start with, we must look at the definitions. Customer satisfaction is how much a person likes a company and how pleased they are with the goods or services the company provides. On the other hand, customer loyalty is whether or not the customer will return to purchase goods and services again without defecting to a competitor. My interpretation is that a satisfied customer is not always a loyal one. For example, McDonald's, one of the biggest fast food chains in the world, has a customer satisfaction rate of 73%, which is relatively high. However, it was reported one of the worst years in the company's history, with global profit losses of 15% in 2014 and a decrease in sales of 7%. This is due to McDonald's inability to keep customers loyal to the chain, such as recent introductions of new fast food chains such as Chipotle and Five Guys. Both of these competitors are examples of how consumer desires have changed within the fast food industry. Although people may be satisfied with McDonald's, other fast food chains are simply healthier, better quality, and offer something other than the burger of sadness and some fries. In an attempt to stop the decline, McDonald's have recently released its all-day breakfast menu within the US, as well as launching sweet potato fries as a healthy alternative to standard fries in order to compete with chains that are doing similar things. McDonald's is a great example of how customer satisfaction is definitely not a factor of how loyal a customer is, and it therefore supports the point that a satisfied customer is not always a loyal one. Secondly, I will look at the myth that a strong brand is invincible. This is definitely not true. Although a brand can be extremely strong, nothing is untouchable in the world of business. This has been seen time and time again in the history of business, most recently with the Volkswagen scandal. Volkswagen admitted tampering with the emissions tests in 11 million of its cars. This has made VW look untrustworthy and dishonest and has caused them to lose sales on a global level. Since the scandal has been uncovered, VW has recorded a drop in sales by 3.7%, and production has fallen by 11.6% in comparison to last year. In addition to this, every single car that was tampered with must be recalled and corrected, which will cost VW billions. Even though VW will record these losses, it does not necessarily mean they will fall off the global market. The brand has been severely damaged by the scandal, but with the right focus on rebuilding the customer trust that they have lost, they should be able to come back stronger than ever. This is proof that a strong brand is not always invincible. The next myth I will be addressing is that advertising always affects sales. In many ways this is true. If a company has a large advertising campaign, they are more likely to raise awareness of the product and people will try it out. An excellent example of this is Britvic's total advertising expenditure from 2010 to 2013. We saw a 143.3% increase in advertising expenditure over that period. This correlates with the 4% rise in sales in 2013 from the previous year. Even though this is a very small increase in percentage, Britvic now compete with Suntory, Ribena, for the battle to control the market over the cordial industry, and it can be argued that this is due to the increase in advertising campaigns. Furthermore, in 2013 to 2014, Britvic have gained a majority market share of its competitors, seen in this pie chart, which correlates with the increase in advertising expenditure from 2010 to 2013. This suggests that it has a large effect on the growth of their market share in the year 2013 to 2014. However, one company that advertising has failed to have an impact on is Marks & Spencer's. Recently, M&S has been struggling to compete with other retailers in the fashion industry. This has bad implications for the company as it has been for a long time one of the company's leading sectors. This in recent times has changed, and over the last year, sales on clothes has fallen by 1.5%. Even though this year they have lost only a mere 0.4%, it is relying heavily on its food sales as its strongest asset to keep the company propped up during this difficult period. So, has M&S done anything to counter the decline in its clothing range? The answer is yes. Over the last 6 months, ending the 27th of September this year, the company has spent 20% more on its marketing plan, as well as hiring big name designers and models such as Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, in order to try and restart its declining sales and attract newer, fresh customers. This, however, has been unsuccessful at stopping the bleeding, and for the 13th consecutive quarter, revenue has fallen. This is proof that advertising does not always have an effect on sales, and that there are many other factors involved in sales. One of the most traditional ideologies in the world of business is that a customer is king or queen, but to what extent is this true? Firstly, you must ask why it would be a good idea to treat the customer as a king. One reason for this is that ultimately the customer is key to the success of your business. In addition to this, in an age where everybody is connected to each other, it is very easy for a dissatisfied customer to spread the word via social media. This means negative reviews can cause a large dent in customer confidence. One example of this is a case in America where a musician flying with United Airlines had his guitar broken. United refused to pay out for his broken guitar, claiming he had not claimed compensation within 24 hours and therefore was not entitled to the money. In response to this, the man wrote a song about United Airlines and proceeded to put it on YouTube, the name of the song being United Break Guitars. The video now has over 10 million views, which potentially means 10 million negative impressions of the company. Even though this might not stop people from using the airline, it's damaging to the airline's image and how people perceive them. Ultimately, I believe the customer is always king or queen due to the power of modern day customer has through the advancement of technology. Nearly all major companies recognise this as well and monitor social media 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is so when a customer does take social media to complain, they are able to react to the complaint and deal with it quickly before it gains too much attention. Lastly, I will discuss whether or not a big name brand can sustain a higher price. I will look at Apple as an example of how a big name brand can demand and sustain a higher price for their products. One way in which Apple sustains a premium price for their products is because of their uniqueness. Apple products run on different software to competitors. Also, they look very appealing in comparison to other products. For example, iPhones are smooth and stylish and look very appealing. But how do the prices compare to other competitors? This graph shows the latest iPhone 6 price compared to other smartphones from other companies. As seen in the graph, the iPhone is the most expensive model, and that is only for a 16GB model, which is the lowest amount of data storage capacity they offer, the most expensive being £800. Even though the price of the iPhone is much more than other smartphones on the market, Apple still have a large global share of the market, being the second largest just behind Samsung, another big name brand. A company that is marketing orientated is one that places customers at the heart of all business decisions. Also, it is a company that makes everyone responsible for marketing the business, not just the marketing team but all staff at all levels of the hierarchy. However, not all companies are marketing orientated. There are other orientations a company can be. For example, the traditional orientations are production, product and sales. One example of a company that is marketing orientated is John Lewis. John Lewis offers high quality of products from kitchenware, cosmetics, clothing and furniture to electrical and garden products. So they can meet the demand of a wide range of customers, which does not limit them to just one market sector. In addition to this, John Lewis offers very high standards of service and customer focus. John Lewis also has a loyalty scheme where customers are given vouchers to receive a free piece of cake and coffee every month in store. This encourages customers to come into the store regularly and also makes the experience more enjoyable for the customer. In addition to this, John Lewis give out prizes and rewards based on the frequency customers buy and how much they spend, encouraging them to buy more. Staff have good incentives to work for John Lewis as well. All are given annual bonuses based on the amount of profit the company makes. This gives partners of John Lewis responsibility to support the marketing strategy of the business by having a very friendly and welcoming approach on all levels of the hierarchy. On the other hand, although businesses strive to be marketing orientated, not all are due to the type of products they sell and the quality. I will focus on production orientation companies as a comparison. Production orientated companies focus on selling a lot of products at relatively low profit margins. They aim to increase profitability by being efficient on the production line. One example of a production-oriented company was Ford Motors. When the T-model Ford was introduced before the Second World War, very few companies were mass-producing cars like Ford, and Ford was taking full advantage of this by selling them at a reasonable price whilst the demand for motors was very high. They improved their profitability by increasing efficiency on the production line and cutting costs wherever it was possible. The company was so focused on efficiency, customers could only get the car in black because the paint apparently dried quicker. However, competitors offered a wider variety of options for their cars, making Ford cars look dull in comparison. In conclusion, I believe I've learnt a lot from doing this vlog. I've improved on many skills during the time I've done it. For example, my timekeeping and presentation skills. I've learned that presenting something well can lead to giving a person a good impression, so making something look good is very important. In addition to this, The vlog has taught me how to look for evidence more effectively on databases and being able to find the stats to support points I make during presentations. Thank you.